Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Natalie Barton, dental hygienist, and today we're going to talk to Racquel about dental hygiene school and how things have been going. She's been in you're getting ready to graduate here. So kind of your COVID experience and what hygiene school is like now. So welcome, and we'll get going.
Thank you. I'm excited.
So Racquel, what year are you in hygiene school now?
So I'm a senior. Next week is actually my last week of this term, so I have one more term left. So we have a 10-day break in between terms, so I'm excited. Yeah. Graduate June 24th, so I am excited, ready to start working. Yeah.
Almost there.
Yeah.
So what made you want to be a hygienist?
I love the field so much. I love helping people, whether that be getting them out of pain, restoring their smile. I've been an assistant for 10 years, and I've slowly kind of just been working on my prereqs. I haven't been in a rush because I loved assisting for so much.
Nice.
Yeah, so I finally just jumped on the opportunity.
Step, yeah. You gonna go on to dentistry at some point too?
It was an option at some point, but I'm good with hygiene. Hygiene.
I went and got my BS because I figured I might get bored at some point.
Yeah.
And I would eventually become a dentist. And I'm 15 years in, and that's never happened.
Nice.
I'm still not bored. So
yeah. Still love it.
I still love it. I do. I still love it. Very cool. So you have dental background. Mm-hmm. Have you found that that's helped with hygiene school at all?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes and no, I guess I should say. Okay. Yes, in a sense, you already have the basic terminology and, all that stuff down.
Your mesials and your distals.
Right, yes.
Tooth numbers.
Correct, yeah.
As far as instruments and...
hygiene is a whole different world, yeah for sure, yeah.
Cool. Were you able to take x-rays already?
Yes.
So that helps a lot. That's
helps a lot,
yes. You pretty much got to skip.
Yeah.
Just much easier, okay. And you already know that you have a passion for it if you've already done it, like you said, 10 years.
Yeah.
So you're good to go, and this is something you've watched other people doing for 10 years, and you're like, okay, that's
I know this is it. Yeah, I know.
Next part of my passion.
Right.
Good for you. That's
awesome.
I'm
excited.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so hygiene school in itself is pretty stressful. Do you feel there were any added stresses because you were doing school during COVID?
Not so much for my class, I would say. I think that all the protocols that came out since COVID were kind of set in stone by the time that I started school.
Okay.
But in the dental field itself, there were so many little protocols that were changing all the time in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But I think so many research and studies have come out within the past years that everything now is set in stone. This is the way we do things. But even then, pretty much our protocols in dentistry have stayed the same.
Right. I was actually fairly impressed with how well dentistry has performed during COVID, as far as no transference really between patients and clinicians, and the other direction. We've had offices get COVID, but it's always been from an outside source, like some kids, school had it, so then they get it and they give it to the rest of the staff, but they never transfer it to the patients.
Right.
So that's pretty awesome. It means we actually do really well with our cleaning and our just general guidelines on keeping stuff sterile. I think we do a pretty good job.
Yeah,
and that was before the shields.
Oh yeah,
the 3 masks.
I'm glad we're past that stage for sure.
Me too. I've never been hot at work. I was.
Oh, that was
dying.
bad.
I was done. I tend to run really cold, but when I'm sweating, everybody else must be just on the floor dying. It was
that was pretty intense for sure.
So I'm I temp obviously, so for me it's been still different going to different offices. I'm still seeing a lot of different. So some people are hanging on to some of that stuff.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
And other people are just like, meh.
Right.
We're good. Let's go back
it totally
to the way it was
depends on the office.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Cavitrons are back in use now, because I would have cried at going to school. No Cavitrons. We do use the negative pressure air infiltration systems, but other than that, processing patients, same. Cavitron, same.
Yeah, good. So overall, you don't feel like it added any stress though to your school?
No, like I said, I think once we started, everything was already, set in stone. you know, all the protocols are the same. So we didn't really experience changes in that sense.
Well, good.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Because, again, hygiene school is stressful enough.
Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah, I was thinking, you know, are you able to work on live patients, or were you just working on each other type of a deal?
Live patients.
Wow. So they were bringing people in.
Yeah, we still have to have, you know, same set number as what they always have in the past, you know, for graduation.
I'd heard some schools were doing like type-it-ons only.
Oh, really? Like,
and I don't know if that's true.
Okay.
I've just heard rumors that that's been a thing in some schools, and I didn't know if that was what, you know, something at your school or.
No, we're still doing
can't imagine.
patients. Yeah, so boards actually, we now are given the option to use a type-it-on or a live patient.
So what are you gonna do?
Type-it-on.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Cheater.
Yeah. I know, right?
I mean, yes,
Hey.
it's easier to find a patient, but at the same time,
I know.
it's just, wow, that's interesting.
It is
I'm
interesting.
kind of jealous in a way because the type-it-ons were so much easier to clean.
Were they? Okay, so I actually, I need to probably research more, like, how easy or not it is to clean a type-it-on.
Oh, this is probably the first year they're doing that. Isn't
Yeah.
it? Or it was last year, the first year they did type-it-ons
I
as an
think
option.
I think it's this year.
Okay.
I don't quote me on that. I'm not
there
sure.
wouldn't be any real research for you to look into.
I know. I don't know.
You're it. You're the guinea pig.
I know. Maybe I should do a live patient.
All right, so in order to graduate, you got to do your mock boards, right? Before you get to do your national boards
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, state boards. Are you guys prepping for mock boards? How is that being done this year?
You know, we haven't really talked too much about mock boards yet. I know once next
hit that
term
your
starts.
next- yeah, your next term,
Yeah. I'm assuming it's going to be on type-it-ons. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm hoping to learn more soon because definitely that's something I'm thinking about now.
Right,
so.
yeah. Okay, so then next up then would be your national boards, right? The written boards.
Yeah.
So we do a written board first. You got to get through, how many hours is that? Like 4 hours or something?
I think it's more, at least 4. I'm not.
But I think it's more than that.
Yeah.
It's been a long time. It was a long day. I just
Oh
remember
yeah. I'm not looking forward to it.
that. Oh dear. Okay. So national boards, how are you going about studying for those? Are you using an app? They've got apps now. Are you? My friends and I actually came up with a board game where we wrote questions and we made ourselves a little board game. And
I
we,
like that.
That was really fun.
Cool.
Yeah, just flipping through Mosby's.
So many options out there.
Yeah.
I definitely have an overwhelming amount of study packages that I've purchased, which I don't recommend.
So pick
Because I
one,
really
stick
don't know
it,
where to
or-
start. Yeah, I mean, I have student RDH, Andy RDH. I have like all the phone apps. I have the Mosby book.
Right.
You know, so
We only had Mosby books, so
okay. Well,
lucky. kind of. You know, again, if it creates an overwhelm.
it does.
It's not
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah, but at least I know I have all the information I need.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, I need to start a study schedule, exactly how I'm going to study. So
Yeah, find
Just
some
start doing
friends
that
or
soon.
something and just start working
Yeah.
questions and
Yeah,
there were definite questions on there, and just everybody walks away from that test going, I failed.
yeah,
We all stood in the hallway
prepared for that feeling.
yeah. And we'd all passed. I think we had one person that didn't quite pass, but everybody passed. So don't panic too badly.
Because you can flag certain questions, right, and then go back to it. Is that how it was
think
for you?
so.
Okay.
Well, ours was I think yours is probably all digital, right?
Yeah.
See, and ours was not.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. See, this is why we have new students.
Anyways, that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I think the class behind us got to do a computer version, but we were the old paper. And,
Yeah.
Well, best of luck.
Thank you.
You'll do awesome. It'll be great. All right. So let's say you graduated. Do you have any concerns about joining the workforce after this, considering how things have been going at school? Or it sounds like it's been fairly normal, which is good to hear. But yeah, going from assisting to now hygiene, are you ready to just jump in there, you think? Or
I am.
prepared?
I am ready to just jump in there and start working. I'm not really worried too much about, workforce, or especially here in Colorado, hygienists are in such high demand. Yeah. And I might just even temp around for a little bit and you know, maybe find a home base that way.
Yeah.
Haven't really decided yet because, you know, there's so many options. So
I recommend temping first.
Yeah.
I was kind of forced to do that when I graduated in 2008. There was just nobody hiring, so I ended up doing 2 years of temping. And what that helped me do is I learned all the different computer programs. I learned all the different sensors. I learned all the different, you know, and you'll find everything from basic charting, even now, you know, in paper to, you know, just whatever, EagleSoft or whatnot. And it helps you be, you know, it really looks good on your resume when you have all these other skills and
definitely.
A lot of experience.
So me personally, I definitely want to find, you know, an office that, you know, I agree with the dentist morals and, you know, recommendations and everything. That's something that I feel strongly about. So yeah.
I mean, when you do, it will make your career so much more worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because if you're going against your ethics, you're not going to be happy. You're not going to like hygiene at all. Because you're in that constant fight. You're going to feel guilty, and you're not really allowed to tell your patients, hey, you may want to go get a second opinion. I know I'm working for this guy, but you may want to go check, you know. As a temp, I occasionally do that, not very often, but once in a while I'm just like, you know, you may want to go check that somewhere else. Just see what they say. But yeah, you know, you can't do that when it's hard. Your boss.
Yeah.
So yeah, to find somebody, it'll prolong your career, prolengthen. That's not a word. It'll prolong your career.
Like it.
And you'll be happier.
Yeah.
If people are interested in becoming hygienists, do you recommend doing what I did where you just kind of go into school? Do you recommend maybe assisting for a few weeks to a few years or, you know, whatever to get more of a feel for everything? Or just in general, do you think hygiene school is still something people should be doing?
You know, I have learned so much over the 10 years of being an assistant. So much. I'm actually going to miss, you know, seeing all the different, you know, things that assistants get to see.
Yeah.
Surgeries and everything like that. And it's just, I feel so grateful that I was able to be a part of that and learn everything. And I worked for some really amazing doctors out there that taught me a lot.
That's cool.
So, and like I said, you know, hygiene is a whole different world. So, you know,
you kind of end up on the other side of the office. You're right. We don't get to see a lot of these procedures, but because you've done that, you're probably better at explaining it to your patients. Well, what's a root canal? Well, they're going to do it like this. You know, I know the basics of it because I've kind of watched one.
Right.
But you've helped with them. So you can actually say in detail, or maybe not in detail so you don't freak them out too bad. But you can explain things probably a little better to them because you've seen that side more thoroughly than the rest of us have. Because we're obviously taught that stuff in school, so we can explain it.
Right, yeah. But, so I feel like that, in a sense, is maybe a little bit of an advantage. You know, I feel like if you're going to do assisting first before hygiene school, I don't think a few weeks really would be too beneficial. I feel like you could pick up a book and, you know, learn that stuff.
Right. So minimum
over a year. I mean, a lot of people, like, I don't know. I think a lot of people in my class have done it a year, 2 years, 3 years. I think that's a good amount of time. But then there's people, you know, that just jump right into it and you know, can pick it up. And there's, you know, a few people in my class too who have never assisted or done anything like that, anything to do with dentistry. So it's amazing. I'm like, I can't imagine. It's so much.
It's a lot.
Can't imagine.
All the terminology. There's so much terminology in dentistry. It's Latin, of course, and it's just, there's a lot. It feels like Greek. There's just a lot flying at you. So to have a background where you at least know some of it really would help. So I probably at this point would recommend doing some assisting first, because even though you're not doing the hygiene portion, it just puts you in that environment. You know, if you like being in dentistry, you know, if you like the environment of the offices and working with all the other people and seeing patients every day, and you know if you have the right temperament for it, I guess.
Absolutely. I've worked, you know, with hygienists in the past who aren't hygienists anymore because they're like, well, this is not what I was expecting at all.
Right, yeah.
So, and hygiene school is a big commitment, and, you know...
It's intense.
For you not to be 100% sure it's what you want to do. So, okay, so maybe in that sense, a few weeks working in a dental office as an assistant, I guess you could see, you know, the vibe of, you know, how dental office works, the environment.
But to learn all the nomenclature and stuff, a little longer.
A little longer for sure, but yeah, I think... yeah, at least like working a little bit in a dental office is very beneficial. And you also learn how to like talk to patients and, you know, how to calm them down. Exactly. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing in dentistry, honestly, is just keeping people in the chair.
Yep.
And breathing normally.
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh, it's so hard some days. Emotionally, dentistry takes a lot out of you.
Yeah.
It really does. At the end of the day, my husband's like, all you did was sit all day. You know, it's like, no, we were, you know, you're tired.
Yeah.
I get home,
absolutely.
I don't want to do dishes. I just want to veg. You're so, like, mentally exhausted from the day because you're thinking through all the procedures you got to do. You got to do, you know, your health histories and what that entails. And there's so many little pieces that you're doing behind the scenes. Patients see you clean, polish, and floss and take x-rays.
Right.
You know, and there's so much more.
So much more to
that.
it. Yeah.
And if you're like me, where you're kind of an introvert, you tend to absorb their energy as well. And I have patients, you know, you got those guys that come in or those women that are like, I hate this. I'd rather be at the gynecologist.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that's like, yeah.
People say it all the time.
I wish you would too.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of that. And, you know, just having that negative. And then you'll have somebody come in that it's your favorite patient, you know, and you can't wait for them to come and sit and visit and see how life's been the last 6 months. And that hour just flies by and you laugh your head off and you barely get their cleaning done because you're having so much fun with them. And they give you a hug at the end of it, and you're like, "Yes, this is why I got into this career.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is why I love
so
this."
rewarding.
So when you have your own office, you'll find your favorites.
Oh yeah.
Schedule them not in the same day.
Yes. Spread it out throughout the 6 months.
I always put them as like my last patient of the day because then I feel like
ooh, that's it. I like that. Yeah.
But that last patient makes such a difference in your mood.
Like I had a good day.
Yeah. You're like, I had such a good day. You know, I may have had to wrestle this kid or this guy's tooth fell out in my hand or, you know, whatever. But yeah, you had that fun time, that fun hour with your favorite patient.
That's such a good idea. Yeah.
So cool. All right. So wrapping up, is there any other like words of wisdom or anything else you'd like to add to your dental experience in school or I don't know, just anything in general?
I would say, anybody out there who's thinking about jumping into dental hygiene, do it. I mean, definitely probably one of the most stressful times of your life, but totally worth it.
Yeah, it's no joke, but...
Yeah, you know, I feel like it's so daunting to think about before you're actually in school. Just so much going on, you know, to apply and everything and get all your classes done. But once you're in hygiene school, like it flies by and all you can think about is graduating and getting through and... totally worth it. It's totally worth it.
Yeah.
So I would say definitely just, if you're thinking about it, do it.
Nice. And we're going to have a video coming out soon about patients say the darndest things.
Oh, they absolutely
Stay tuned
do.
For that,
yes.
Wowzers.
You can learn.
Like, TMI?
Yeah,
TMI?
Definitely TMI.
Sometimes
like, what did you just say?
And sometimes it's just like, you're kind of going, I'm glad they can't see me right now. I got all this gear on because you're going, behind your mask.
Oh yeah, some of those things, you know, that come out and you're like, what?
All right, well, yeah, agreed. Just, you know, if you're interested in it, definitely do it. And right now is really the perfect time to get into it. There's just so much need, and you're gonna be able to graduate and make way more money than the rest of us did when we graduated because there was too many hygienists, and now we've got none. I mean, you're gonna make more than I did probably initially your first year, and I'm jealous, but good on you. You know,
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm like, how did this happen? I set it up so perfectly. I didn't mean to, but
yeah, it's great.
So many jobs out there.
The next, you know, because again, we're in such a need. It's going to take time for the schools to churn out enough hygienists to make up for what we lost. We had just a lot of people retire. Just a lot of them were like, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'm not dealing with all the new protocols. We're out. And you're just stepping in at the perfect time.
Yeah.
So good for you. If you're in dentistry now and you're wanting to kind of look at things, and you're, you know, wanting to temp, maybe find a better office, maybe you're not in that perfect situation, now is the perfect time to start temping. Racquel and I both work with Cloud Dentistry. Do you like them? I love it because I get to pick.
I love it. It's so easy to work with.
It's so easy to work with. It's free to sign up. You set up your account. And again, you know, assistant versus hygienist for us, I get to set the radius I want to work. I get to set how much I want to get paid. when somebody approaches you for a job, you can look at their ratings and you can go, there's some keywords in here that maybe I don't want to work.
Definitely.
For this
I love the ratings feature because I read through them.
I always do.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's the first thing I look at. I don't even look at locations so much as, okay, they want to work with me. Let's see what their ratings are. And if anybody's left any comments about, hey, equipment's a little older. Well, if they're saying equipment's a little older, usually that means it's bad.
Right. They're just being nice.
They're being nice. Everybody's really nice, but there are some key things you can kind of pick up on.
Yeah.
You can talk directly to the offices and set up like what time they actually want you to be there, and are you going to do it at W-2 or not, and just how that kind of works.
Yeah.
And again, it's so easy.
I've noticed that you can open up your schedule so far in advance, and like people will start booking you because dentistry's, there's so many dental offices in Denver,
right?
And so everybody needs help all the time. So it's like my schedule's pretty much already set when I open it up. Like, you get people reaching out all the time.
Even just 2 or 3 weeks in advance, it'll fill within 48 hours.
Yeah.
It's so crazy right
it's
now.
nice. Yeah,
it's great. I don't have to worry about not having work that day. If I really want to work that day, I'm going to be working. And if one office drops off, another one jumps right in. And it's just, the market's super hot right now.
Yeah.
I highly recommend Cloud Dentistry. And you can check out the link below, Cloud Dentistry /Natalie. And I'm very happy to be affiliated with them at this point. They're going to help pay my bills and in multiple ways, which is super awesome. So go check them out. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We will see you next time. Be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you guys soon.